PTSD. This part, I forgot all the voices. Which is perfect. Yes! Forget all the voices. Blah, 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 blah. Are you cold?
What do you care? You never cared about me ever. And I liked it that way. I don't want you getting close to me. You think I like you now because I hugged you after the sink? Did you think, aw, how sweet, she likes me? Don't get it twisted. I only hugged you because you were standing right in front of me. Could have been anything. Could have been a pole or a cactus. In fact, I wish it were a cactus. So stop worrying about me, okay?
So she says.
It's not like I like you or anything. It's not like I care for you or anything. Do you remember anything?
Yeah, I do.
What do you remember?
I went to this amusement park when I was little. I was 4. I remember it so clearly. This is where I saw my mom and dad smile. I had so many happy memories here. The only happy memories I really have are from here. Memories of my family are so bright and colorful. But now, this is where Mom...
You saw that person standing here, right? A man.
Yeah.
A man. Yeah.
What was he doing?
I don't know, it was dark. But I think he was watching me. He was standing there in the rain with no umbrella. But I don't remember anything else. I got scared and went to hide inside the column.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Just wondering where this goes.
Okay. Binge. Here's the horse turned upside down. Looks like a sad, overtuned insect.
Iba, what's past here?
This leads to the subway.
The subway?
It has of course closed down. It is no longer in service. This is due to the explosion at the chemical plant that occurred years ago. The surrounding district of Kawasaki was contaminated and declared off limits.
Here is it upside down again, not the upside down. You know where that is leading if you ever watched this famous series,
Bloom Park closed for the same reason.
which we all wait for the last season and it's still not here.
As did all commerce and industry in Kawasaki. This means the railroads and public transportation to and from this area were shut down as well.
And
The
Let's
subway.
let's go then.
Iba, does the entire track run underground?
No. The track leading northward from Bloom Park eventually rises to ground level.
At a railroad crossing?
Correct.
Then the tracks must cross a surface street at some point.
Correct.
A railroad crossing. Railroad crossing?
Iba, do me a favor. Can you see if any cars were driving on that surface street last night?
Searching.
Hey, you've been quiet for a long time. Are you okay?
I'm just thinking.
I've got something. I picked up a single vehicle traversing that street last night. A black SUV.
That is so different from all the other black SUVs.
I ran the plate through the vehicle registration database to find the owner.
Who was it?
Shoko Nadami's ex-husband and Mizuki's father.
Interesting.
Renju Okiura.
So let me get this straight. You think that Daddy drove his car on the tracks through the tunnel, stopped at the closed down station, and carried Mom's body to the park?
I can't prove it was Renju. There's a chance someone else was driving the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, in any case, I know that the suspect must have used the subway tracks. That explains why there were no cars parked near the scene. Using that subway station, you could take the body right to the merry-go-round without being caught on camera.
Daddy didn't do it.
I am not so certain.
Either way, I have to talk to Renju, and you can help me find him.
When was the last time you saw your dad?
I think about a week ago, when I went to hang out at Lemniscate.
Did you notice anything different about him?
Nothing really. He was the same as usual.
And he didn't come to see you in the hospital, did he?
No.
Not even for his own daughter.
That is very unusual.
Welcome back. About the suspicious figure in the distance with green eyes looking at us respectfully.
Hey Mizuki, tell me again. That person you saw at the merry-go-round.
No, it wasn't Daddy. I know it wasn't.
You're sure?
Well, I don't know.
You look like you want to say something.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to anyone who thinks my daddy is a killer.
Look, I don't want to believe it either. I've known him for more than 5 years now. He's like family to me.
I'd never want to put cuffs on him. But Daddy... I would never want Mizuki to see that. Anyway, Renju just isn't the kind of guy who would commit a crime like this. About the Nile message.
Mizuki, Renju sent you that Nile message, didn't he?
What?
I got this buddy of mine. Real bad personality, but real good with technology. I got some help from them.
Bad personality?
It was a message sent at 8:05 last night. Does it sound familiar? Mizuki, Daddy got caught up in something serious. Please come to Bloom Park's merry-go-round right away. Daddy needs your help. Please do as I say.
Yeah, that was it. It was from Daddy's phone. But I didn't want to say anything because that would make Daddy a suspect, so...
So you kept quiet.
Yeah. My dad's never said anything like that to me, ever. That he was counting on me? I had to go.
But you invited Ota along.
Bloom Park is in the middle of the Kawasaki district. There are a number of homeless individuals and a high crime rate there. Mizuki must have been worried about going alone.
When was the last time you spoke with your dad? Again.
I don't remember. It was a while ago. What about you?
What about me?
You try calling him.
I did. I called earlier, and I tried a few times last night.
And he didn't pick up?
No.
About that Nile message. Again.
But it couldn't be him.
Why not?
Daddy couldn't have sent the message. Someone else must have used his phone. And his car. Daddy wasn't driving the car either. Somebody else did it. The killer did it, not Daddy.
The only evidence we have so far leads to one conclusion. The cell phone and the car were both operated by Renju Okiura. Date, incoming call from the boss.
Connected.
Hey, I just got the report from Iba. Renju is a suspect?
He's definitely suspicious.
I agree. I think he's our #1 suspect. He's been acting strange since last night. He didn't come see Mizuki in the hospital, won't pick up his phone, and he vanishes after questioning. He doesn't have an alibi for the time of the murder either.
He doesn't?
No, not one we can corroborate.
Why did you release him?
So Renju was questioned at a local station?
That's right.
Then why didn't you keep him there?
Protocol. Nothing we could do. He wasn't a suspect then, and we had nothing to charge him with. We couldn't hold him.
Any idea where Renju is?
No, I told you he vanished. Where are you headed?
Renju's house.
Don't bother. I had local cops search the place. They didn't find anything.
Where could he be?
He's dead. In a room with only bars to the top, where it's raining constantly, and in the distance you hear his father yelling, "Sean! Sean!" Okay. Wrong game. About Renju's questioning.
He didn't give us any new information. He didn't have much to say at all, really.
About Renju's alibi.
Shoko's time of death was estimated to be about 5 p.m. yesterday. Renju claims that he was at home alone at the time. But that means no one can back up his story.
I can see the boss through my left eye. Iba is streaming the image in real time. I don't have a cell phone, never cared for them. But Iba can connect to any network in range. That's how I'm able to communicate with HQ. To Mizuki, I look like I'm talking to a Bluetooth. She doesn't see what I see. I can see the boss through my left eye. I can see boss through my left eye.
All right, boss. Let me know if you find something.
You too. Keep me in the loop.
Where the hell did Renju go?
Sun poke?
What?
Sun poke. Or something.
Oh, Sunfish Pocket. Renju was telling me about that place. It's a maid cafe that he runs.
That's strange. He's what? A scientist and a man and a CEO of a company and runs a maid cafe? Wait, he is also the owner of an idol company. Okay, that makes sense.
I found it. Approximately 6.2 miles north-northeast, in Akihabara.
Not in Akihabara. You know how loud that is there? Sunfish Pocket. I can't believe the developers, they put in their own game into their game. This here is from 999. Hoshi. Hoshi. Yes.
Can't be.
Ah. Well.
Renju.
That must hurt. But then again, this is probably exactly the same thing. Killed, removed left eye, and then hung up there. Because think about it, there is like this metal hook in his mouth. If he would have been English, I don't care. If they had hung him there, right there, with a metal hook in his mouth, this would look far worse because he would like fight against suffocating and he would like literally ruin his entire inside of his mouth with this metal hook. So it's the same thing.
You look awful.
My best friend was murdered, boss. I don't have it in me to sleep right now.
Well, what happened to Mizuki?
She's sleeping at the hospital.
That's pretty harsh. Yeah, you know, like she loses her mother and then like a day later she loses her dad. Like basically in the same style.
They're going to give her counseling after she wakes up.
Good idea.
I see.
Her mother and her father. I hope she'll be okay.
How about you? Getting any sleep?
Of course not. I still got a mountain of work piled up, answering to the higher-ups, the press. I'm just taking a little breather.
About Renju?
You were the first on the scene, so you know this better than anyone, but... Renju...
Sorry.
No way this is a suicide.
Yeah, that was definitely not a suicide. Nope.
And the fact that his left eye was removed tells me that this was the same killer as Shoko.
The serial killer.
The new Cyclops killer.
What?
That's the nickname that's been spreading around headquarters.
New?
Yes, several years ago.
Pewter.
There is no point in hiding it from him. He would find out on his own eventually. It's all over the news. These murders have gone viral, so to speak. The killings from 6 years ago have continued. The Cyclops killer is back.
6 years ago? Is that what you were talking about, boss?
Fine. I suppose you deserve to know.
About the incident 6 years ago. Oh no, I was also a victim.
We have a name for it down at HQ. The original Cyclops serial killings.
OCSK.
To distinguish it from this new one. It was 6 years ago in October. Four bodies were found in the mountains of Akikawa Valley.
But the decomposition of the corpses were all at different stages. They were each killed sometime during May to September of that year.
But they did have two things in common. They were all young women, and
Each corpse was missing their right eyeball, pulled out posthumously.
Interesting. But in our case, it's the left eye, right? Oops, it's a computer.
a few days after the corpses were discovered, the killer sent a statement to the press. I killed them, and they are now my dear companions. Something like that.
He signed the statement under the name Cyclops, hence the name the Cyclops Killer.
The Cyclops is a mythological race of one-eyed giants. According to Greek myth, they are the children of Uranus, god of the sky, and Gaia, goddess of earth.
Yes, your anus.
Cyclopes were known for their outstanding strength and smithing ability.
So the letter to the press wasn't a fake? It was the real killer?
Yes, it had to be.
A picture of one of the victims right after she was killed was sent along with the letter.
Was this Cyclops catched?
No, in 6 years we never got a single trace.
So maybe Cyclops is responsible for these murders as well.
Yeah, in our case, it is our left eye. So,
No, that's impossible.
Why?
For one, the original Cyclops killer only killed women. Renju doesn't fit that profile. Second, all of the victims had their right eyes removed. But Shoko and Renju...
We're missing their left eye.
The timing of the eye removal is also inconsistent. The original Cyclops killer removed the eyes after the victims were killed. But Shoko and Renju were both still alive.
But even so, you can't say for sure this isn't our guy. Maybe they're just doing things a little differently now. Or do you have another reason?
okay, their reaction gives me the idea that we were the killer from back then. Maybe not us, but it is related to us. Like, either we were the killer or someone we knew was the killer and actually was responsible for us losing our left eye. We don't know yet, but their reaction tells me like it is definitely related to us.
I'm sorry, Date, I can't say anymore.
Bullshit, you can't.
It's a national secret.
How can it be a national secret?
Date, please, forget about it. I told you already you don't need to know anything about that case to investigate this one. The criminal for this case and the case 6 years ago are not the same.
Iba, bring up all investigation records of the original Cyclops serial killings.
I already had a look through the database while you were talking. Unfortunately, I found no relevant information. I also did not discover anything of note on the internet.
No. But the internet has every information, right?
Only amateur theories.
But that's all what it is. An internet theory.
All lacking credibility and evidence.
Damn it.
Boss is sitting on her desk. She looks tired like me. Any thoughts on the culprit?
Renju had his left eyeball removed.
Right. Shoko too.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are the killer. You're missing your left eye, so you steal them from others. I'm kidding. Only a joke.
Or is he?
I'm too tired for your jokes right now, Pewter.
Actually, you lost your eye 6 years ago, correct?
Yes, but I don't remember anything from back then. I lost my eye and my memories.
I was transplanted into your empty eye socket a year later. We have been together for more than 5 years.
You seem troubled, Pewter.
2 murders, one right after the other. How could I not be?
He's a superhuman being. Why are you here anyway?
Am I not allowed to be here?
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I was here first. I was just talking to the boss about Renju's murder.
Pewter looks surprisingly serious. Serioso. What now? Any other information?
That's all we have for now.
All right.
Special Agent Date, we need you to continue your work.
Well, good job. Never come back on Twitch. There was a bot, just so you know what I mean. Special evil, but we need you to continue.
Right. I think I'll head back to where Renju was found, Sunfish Pocket.
Date, you're exhausted. Why don't you get some sleep before you continue your investigation?
I'm fine. Let's go, Iba.
Understood.
Let's ignore everything and go to Sunfish Pocket. What a name. Sunfish Pocket.
Date, the vehicle is accelerating 2% slower than usual. Did you put anything in the trunk?
No?
What about the back seat?
Back seat? Mizuki!
How did you not notice her?
Hey, watch out! Eyes forward, stupid!
Mizuki climbed up to the front and sat in the passenger seat. What are you doing here?
I ditched the hospital. They're probably freaking out over there right now.
I'm taking you back.
No, don't! Nothing will change if I stay at the hospital all day. You're going to investigate, right? Take me with you, I can help!
How is a little runt like you gonna be any help?
I'm Renju's daughter. Maybe I'll notice something you don't. Something only his daughter would know.
I don't know.
My daddy was killed. I can't just stay at the hospital.
Fine. But don't say I never did anything for you.
You're going to take me along?
Just promise not to interfere with the investigation.
Got it.
You want to catch the suspect? No, of course not. She wants him to get away.
No, it's more like I don't like sitting still and moping all day.
I'm surprised. She's like, yeah, okay, come on. Just my parent. I can replace those. I can buy new ones in the gacha store. And in the Darky Museum.
I've
I've grown out of my brooding, pretentious teenager phase.
Odd thing for a preteen to say.
Are you not aware of Mizuki's mental prowess? She is far more developed than her classmates. She is even reading psychology papers by Alfred Adler.
Sounds pretentious to me.
How are you doing?
Well, I can still talk this time. Maybe I'm just getting used to it.
Mizuki's psychological wounds have been healed by the sink.
How did you even get in here?
It wasn't locked, I just opened the door. I've been here for like 10 minutes. Why don't your doors have auto locks? I know you like old cars, but you gotta lock the doors.
You should be a little more apologetic for someone who just got caught breaking into my car.
It's not breaking into your car when you leave your car open. There's nothing to break.
Mizuki does raise a valid point. If you are not more serious about security, you should consider replacing the car altogether.
You too?
You know, it's very funny. In Canada, a lot of places in Canada, people do not lock their door to their apartment or homes. And yes, occasionally they actually have like teenagers, kids, juveniles, like coming into their home. And yeah, I don't know, have a party or something like that. And yet they're like, yeah, happened, it's okay. But strangely enough, they didn't really actually steal anything. They were just like, hey, cool, can go in here. But it's still weird when you think about it. Let's have a conversation she will hate. Nice weather we're having.
If you have nothing to talk about, you don't have to say anything.
Fair enough.
You're an adult, shouldn't you know that already? If you start talking about the weather, it means you have nothing to say.
Damn, what a brat.
No, she's correct. About Renju.
Hey, about Renju. Do you have anything to tell me? Anything at all that might help?
Well, it's not about Daddy, but I heard from Daddy that Mom had a secret.
Shoko had a secret?
No, everybody is honest to everybody. Nobody would ever have secrets from each other. What is Shoko's secret?
Did you know that Mom was the representative of an investment company?
Yeah, I did.
That whole company was a big scam.
A scam?
Well, I don't know the details. They start up a company to get people to invest in it, then shut it down on purpose and keep the money. She got really rich like that.
Shoko did this?
Yep.
By herself?
No, dummy. Of course it was with other people. I saw gangsters there sometimes. If she ever got into trouble, she had them take care of it.
I am scanning all known crime databases, but I cannot find any reports referencing this. They must have been extraordinarily careful.
Who would ever do such a thing? Like getting people investing in artificial created art and giving them the feeling it is a unique piece of artwork, and then taking their money and then reselling it to other people and thinking like, wow, you have something unique, how about you invest into this? And then take their money and disappear. It would never happen. Anyway, I'm glad that you're okay.
I'm not okay.
Of course she's not okay.
So, you want to go back to the hospital? I'd be more than happy to drop you off.
That's not what I meant. Why are you always so pushy, Date?
I'm not pushy, I'm just worried.
You've got a weird way of showing it. Doesn't look like you're worried. You're just weird.
You've always got something smart to say, huh? You're just like Renju.
Date,
What about Daddy?
Nothing.
You have no tact, do you? This is why you're single and always will be.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo. I look like a single father when you're around. Chicks love it.
Yeah, chicks love to see creepy old men hanging out with a sixth grader.
Hey, what are you implying?
Ooh, did I make you mad?
That face. Good face.
Now I'm stuck in a car with an angry old creepy pervert.
I am not an old creepy pervert. And even if you were my age, you're not my type.
Ew, I don't want to know about your type.
Hey, you started it.
Stupid old man.
Punk-ass kid.
Punk ass kid. Sunfish pocket. Mizuki and I walked back into Sunfish Pocket.
Ah, Detective Date. Good to see you, sir. And this is...
Have you looked through the case file yet?
Oh, I am so sorry. She's the victim's...
Yes. Please let us through.
Beer is the cause of his death. And that's why you don't drink beer, because it kills you.
Is that a spear?
it more closely resembles a harpoon of sorts. I believe this is a trident.
Any chance this was used in the murder?
No. There are no traces of blood on the trident, and no indication that Renju was stabbed.
Alcoholic. Alcohol kills you. The store's menu.
Dragon's Palace Pasta, 1800 yen.
Dragon's Palace Pasta. 1800 yen. That is... But now the yen is also extremely garbage. So it's... Wow. How to calculate? I don't know. 9? And then... It's around $11. Right now.
1800?
Isn't that pretty average?
This is average?
This is sadly average in my country. And I'm not speaking about $11. Make that $18. A chair. And if you put myself next to it, then you have a chairman. This oil drum must be some kind of interior decor.
The capacity of this oil drum is 200 liters.
That's impressive. Now I have learned something. And therefore I know now that oil is delivered in 200-liter oil drums or barrels. So a barrel is 200 liters. I'll keep that in mind.
It weighs approximately 44 pounds when empty.
Sorry, I don't speak freedom units.
Let me check inside.
Should check inside the drum. Fine, be fancy. There is something in there.
What?
There's something inside.
Stepped up to the drum.
This is the oil drum.
Oh, really?
This is the kind of oil drum that has a lid, right?
Yes. Really?
Correct.
Let's open it. This is... This is the wristwatch Renju always wore.
So he was delivered into this cafe in the barrel.
No doubt about it. But how did this get here?
I wonder, maybe he was transported in the barrel into this cafe. I know, it's very far-fetched. Did you know that these barrels are usually used to transport oil? Uh-huh. The walls are decorated with live preservers. Doorway to the kitchen.
The corpse was strung up near this counter.
The autopsy report indicates that the contents of the victim's intestines were excreted upon death.
Great. Also... Well, that is more or less normal behavior.
But no traces of that have been found in the area, nor on the corpse itself.
Oh, this is messy. I cannot leave this place like that. Let's clean this up.
This evidence makes it highly likely that Renju was killed somewhere else.
No. Really?
It must have been considerably difficult to carry more than 150 pounds.
What do you mean?
Renju weighed approximately 158 pounds.
1 pound, 2 kilogram. A pound equals 0.4535924 kilograms. In other words, he was almost 72 kilograms.
I can estimate a person's weight by analyzing their bone structure, muscle, and fat.
Aiba, can you recall the time we discovered the corpse?
Of course.
Great. Yeah, that is also the weird part. Like, he has clearly this thing around the neck, which most likely killed him. But he wasn't actually, like, hung up around the neck on here, like in here. He was just here, that. There are deep impressions left on his neck.
Strangulation?
Correct. The face shows clear signs of congestion, along with petechia around the face and throat.
It's also weird because it has like this bigger section here in the front in contrast to the sides.
Both are clear evidence of asphyxiation.
Any indication of the murder weapon?
Most likely a twisted piece of cloth.
I don't know. This doesn't really look like a twisted piece of cloth.
The culprit approached Renju from behind and wrapped the cloth around his neck, choking him in an attempt to suffocate him. The specific cause of death is cerebral circulation failure due to vessel closure in the neck. Put more simply, the suspect strangled Renju to death from behind.
Do we have an estimated TOD?
Yesterday, around 8 p.m.
So Renju was murdered about 2 hours before Mizuki and I found the body.
The autopsy report discovered the presence of benzodiazepine. It is a common sedative. The dosage found in the victim's bloodstream was extremely high. It can be assumed that Renju's cognitive functions were heavily impaired before his death.
Lovely. Left eye has been pulled out.
This case bears similarity to Shoko's. The left eyeball was removed while the victim was still alive.
The right eye is still there. So, sedatives were detected in Renju's body. He was barely conscious before he was killed. Anything else? Body.
The time of discovery was 10:20 p.m. You of course already know this, but you and Mizuki were the first to discover Renju's corpse. The body was hanged from the ceiling, similar to how a fish would be. A thick hook was embedded in the upper jaw, and the wires connecting to the hook were strung up on one of the ceiling beams.
The murderer is a fisherman. It all makes sense now. The ice pick. This one hung up like a fish on a hook. I conclude it was Captain Haddock. With the ice pick and the hook at the fishery at this time.
There was also a hook on the other end of each wire. The 3 beer kegs were attached to these hooks. We have found no fingerprints.
That would also be stupid if we would find fingerprints. Anything else? Face? Neck? Renju's approximate time of death was yesterday, Saturday, around 8 p.m. He was strangled by a cloth or something similar from behind. Renju's corpse was found hanging from the ceiling beam, over the counter. No? He was hanging here. That is not over the counter. That one is in front of it. And even from height, he wasn't over the counter. Why would you still make this green? I don't get it. Just... Oh. Renju and Shoko both had their left eye taken before they were killed. Ah, now it's okay. Okay. You can see the kitchen back there. Nothing looks suspicious. The store's signboard says Sunfish Pocket. A table. I can't find any clues on it. It's a light that looks like a jellyfish. Probably not a clue. There are pictures of girls on display. Probably the girls that are working here.
What are you staring at, creeper?
I agree.
I look inside the wooden box. There's nothing in there. Ranger weighed about 160 pounds, and he was definitely murdered somewhere else than carried here. We have established that. An empty wooden box. Ranger's corpse was hung up by 3 wires. The wires were tied to 3 kegs.
Each keg has a capacity of 20 liters. All 3 kegs were filled, and approximately 55 pounds each.
Three beer kegs on the floor, each hold. You just repeat exactly the same information. An evidence marker. It's a little marker that's put up to track evidence at the scene. And I have questions. So, you have evidence markers, make perfect sense. Why is this 1? Why is this X? Why is this B? Huh? That's strange. There's a surveillance camera.
Iba, did you get anything from the surveillance camera?
Unfortunately, no. All of the recordings from local surveillance equipment have been erased.
What about backups?
There are none. Nothing was uploaded to the cloud either.
Oh no. Policeman. The officer is guarding the doorway. What's the status?
Nothing special.
But I like special. A register near the doorway. This club is located on the 2nd floor of the building. We used the elevator to get here.
Iba, can you check the operation records of this elevator?
Searching. Found it. The elevator records are sent automatically to building management. According to the record from yesterday, from 6:30 p.m. until the body was found, this elevator stopped on the 2nd floor only once. At 8:55 p.m., the weight of the car's cargo was approximately 310 pounds.
160, 210, 260. Yeah, that makes sense. So he brought everything up here. They brought everything
I
up
think we've
here.
checked everything we need to.
I agree. We should compile our evidence and inferences.
Mizuki, you ready to leave?
What? But we aren't done investigating.
What do you mean?
There are still people I want to talk to.
This place is up on the 2nd floor. There's nothing out of the window. Nothing out on the window. Out of? Maybe? 55? Another inspector. I hope he finds some clues. The inspector is investigating something. Any places you can think of that I don't know about?
Well, there is one place. Have you heard of Golden Yokocho in the entertainment district? Daddy used to go to a place called Marvel a lot. Maybe they know something about him.
Maybe. You want to talk to Ota?
Yeah. Oda is in here all the time. He might know something. I'll call him.
Ota's phone is broken. He dropped it in a puddle.
Sounds like Ota. He's so clumsy.
We'd have to talk to him in person.
He's probably at Lemniscate or Matsushita Diner.
Yes. Do you want to talk to Iris?
Yeah. Daddy owned Lemniscate and Iris works for them. She used to work here too.
So she might know something.
I'll call her.
Mizuki tried calling Iris, but there was no answer.
Have any idea where she might be?
I don't know. Iris is into a lot of things.
Let's head out.
Lemniscate, Matsushita Diner, and Marble. Let's head out.
Okay.
Well, it's always the same street.
Hello, welcome. You're Mizuki, right? Ota's friend?
Yep.
And you